No.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the inaugural episode of the Brotherhood without Advertisements. We are here to talk to you about everybody's favorite thing because it's already flooding every single fucking thing that you own, especially YouTube. We're talking Game of Thrones. We're a couple days late, but that's because I'm a drunk and these guys have social lives. So, yeah, we're here. Obviously, I worship the god of tits and wine. I have a girlfriend. I drink beer. That's what I do. Let's go ahead and introduce our other two people here to talk Thrones with us today. I will actually go to the individual that I've known the longest, Mr. Carefree, the man who loves giraffes himself. Ricardo Schwartz, how are you feeling today? And how long have you been a Game of Thrones fan?
I'm doing pretty good. As for Game of Thrones, I started watching about a year and a half ago. All caught up, loved it. I was hesitant at first to watch the show because of all the people overhyping it. Have not got to read the books, but I do definitely love Game of Thrones now.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to this discussion.
is it still overhyped in your opinion, or does it live up to the hype?
I mean, it's still overhyped, but it's good. It lives to the hype, but it's still overhyped. I mean, yes, it does live up to the hype, but it's still overhyped at the same time. It's way better than Breaking Bad, which I can't finish.
Breaking Bad's trash. Hot take, even though it's probably like a lukewarm take at this point in time. Anyways, we're not here to talk about that show. We're here to talk about a better show. We're here to talk about the greatest show of all time. Douglas.
Cheers.
I thought we were here to talk about wings, to tell you the truth. No, Douglas. How are you feeling today, Mr. Irishman, guy, blood king, whatever you call it, whatever your fucking World of Warcraft name is?
No, my World of Warcraft name is Azul High. Yeah. No, I'm doing great, man. I'm excited to talk about Thrones. I've been like fiending to talk about Thrones with people for forever, and everybody that wants to talk about it doesn't want to actually talk about it, and it gets on my nerves. So I'm excited. I've been watching since season 1, so the parallel to this episode that was just aired on Sunday, I started with that episode.
Very nice. Very nice. Everybody already knows who I am. I already introduced myself. I'm the guy with the girl with the pink, with the purple hair, and I'm an alcoholic. I do worship the god of tits and wine. And hashtag Melisandre's got dick magic. I'm just saying, she can bring a motherfucker back from the dead. She can grow a dick back. It's not that hard. No pun intended.
Hashtag Theon needs a dick.
Hashtag Bran needs to walk first.
Hashtag what is dead may never die. Oh, before we go completely off the rails, let's get right into it. Okay. Douglas, what was your favorite fucking moment out of this entire episode?
All right, so I'm tied for 2.
Okay.
I for my favorite moment, it's like I said, tied for 2. I gotta say the dick measuring contest between Arya and Jon Snow. Who thought that was gonna be as funny as it was, and just the reunion in general. It was heartfelt, and it was like they never missed a beat. Like as intense as that hug was, and as airing as he was in episode 1, season 1, he was just as caring, and it's like they never skipped a beat. And it fed into me. And of course, the friggin' reveal to Jon Snow himself not actually being a Snow, actually being a Targaryen, a legal Targaryen, a legal heir to the throne. Yeah, no, that was that completely tied for me.
Richard, question: what was your favorite moment or moments?
The ones that Doug mentioned was absolutely good. However, my favorite moment of that episode was indeed Sam Tarly's reaction to when Daenerys revealed that his father and brother were murdered, that she murdered him, and that level of emotion from his first thought of when he found out his father died to when his brother died, and his response to that. It was just heartbreaking. It was traumatic, whereas for him, Sam Tarly was extremely traumatic. At the same time, he still was polite to Daenerys. Like, he didn't words. That whole moment, that was Sam Tarly's episode. That was his moment, at least so far this season. think is one of my favorite Sam Tarly moments so far.
I have to agree with you on that. John Bradley definitely MVP of this episode. I'm gonna go a little lighter on it. I'm actually gonna choose not the reveal of John's Targaryen bloodline, but literally the last thing that we see Bran say in the episode is it was just, it cracked me up. I watched it and I was like, he did not just fucking say this. He's like, oh, I'm waiting for an old friend. And then you get the reveal right there, and you're like, oh, okay, that's a little fucked up. Can we all talk about the moment that, like, I thought Lyanna Mormont was going to stab Jon Snow in the heart though? Again.
Talk about a badass character.
Bro.
Oh my god. She is one of the most badass female characters ever to be written. And she's like 10. And she's like 10.
She's like, I thought you went a king in the north and you came back basically a big old bitch. Like, what the fuck, dog? Like, real? Oh.
No, she's like one of my favorite characters. I think she might be my favorite character, the section of other people like in the show. Like, just when she first got introduced during the Battle of the Bastards, you knew this character was going to be special, and she did not disappoint in this episode as well. So also, I was kind of hoping that like the old friend would have been like the castle wall where Bran used to climb, because that would have been funnier. Because he can't do it anymore.
How are we gonna get up there? They gonna build him a ramp?
So how do you guys think that first interaction is gonna happen with the two Mormonts that we have?
Oh, I'm waiting for that, because like he got stripped of his land and titles. Like he's not really he's a Mormont in name only. So like Jorah is probably going to try to stay as far away from Lyanna as possible.
Well, here's the thing. Has it been established? I don't remember quite far in the previous seasons. It was established how long he was exiled, or you know when he gave up his land. How long ago? Like, will Lyanna even remember him?
He didn't. Well, yeah, she's gonna learn all of the history of her house. She has to. It's the exact same thing with Arya at the very beginning in the first couple of seasons, when she's going through and she's learning the history of all of the houses of Westeros. So Lyanna's probably had something along the lines of that. And him being a living heir, she has to know that he got fucking booted out for trading in people.
Yeah. I believe it actually happened maybe a couple years before the actual start of the series.
It did. They didn't mention it, but like they mention it when they're in Karth.
Yeah.
But like it's not been addressed, and I like the fact that they're giving them the possibility to address this. I don't know if they will though, because it's a shame that it might bring him.
I mean, I might also think like, yeah, Lyanna might be stern with him, but at the same time, she probably won't care as much about his past, just because she didn't care that Jon Snow was a bastard. He had Stark blood in his veins, and she might be more opinionated or less opinionated than her fellow family members.
Y'all talk this out right quick. I will be right back.
Okay. So what I'm feeling is that she's gonna see him fight at the battle and realize that he is a talented swordsman. And I think she's going to let him either go join the Kingsguard or let him stay on the land if he chooses. I think she won't give up her title by any means, but I think that she won't try to kill him for bringing dishonor to the name.
I do like the fact that now the majority of this episode now is going to be just talking about Lyanna, and she was only in it for like 6 minutes.
Only 6 minutes. Yeah, because I don't want to really skip ahead. I want to talk more or less. But to your you.
Let me start off real quick. What I really liked was the fact that the intro was different. Like, it was different setup, even to that. Like, we were so accustomed to the original opening of the Game of Thrones, and now like it's similar, different. It was a different scenery. Some same, some different.
Well, if you notice, it's literally, I think, 3 locations total. That's why they give you more in depths of each location. I believe one is King's Landing, One was Winter's Town, or no, it's where Umber lives, and then the other one is Winterfell, and they go in depth. They go definitely in depth in King's Landing. So I have a feeling like when we get to the later parts of the season, a lot of it's going to play out there. So
Well, I mean, let's talk more about Lena until Jay gets back. I mean, I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to jump ahead or
yeah,
I do want to say to even the beginning of the episode, it was kind of a throwback to season one, where you saw the little kid trying to fight her way, trying to be able to see, just like Arya and Bran Stark did do in season one, episode one, when it was kind of a throwback to when the Baratheons first arrived in season one to when now Daenerys and Jon Snow arrived back in this new season.
yeah, it's completely a parallel. It does this complete parallel to where, you know, uh um yeah, Robert hops off his horse and starts, kissing the heads, to John hopping off the horse and kissing Bran's head. Um the little kid in the tree, representing of Arya and Bronn, it was such a great mirroring to the entire series. Um, it was like, hey guys, this is where we started, and this is where we are. Um, I just thought it was great in total, everything that they did from that opening scene.
No, I love that symbolism. I really did. It's weird because I watched a couple of videos about it, and New Rockstars pointed it out to me. Actually, they had added a little bit of Daenerys's theme and like changed the key of that opening scene when you see Robert Baratheon's train arriving in Winterfell. They kept that same score. They altered the key that it was in and added a little bit of the Targaryen fucking theme song to it. So they still had the same music behind it as well. I thought that was, to tell you the truth, that's something I probably wouldn't have picked up on had I not watched something. But now knowing that, that's actually incredibly intriguing to me.
It just makes it more. It makes it so much more of like they really thought about every aspect of this episode.
Oh yeah.
I mean, think about it. If you think about it, the funny part is everybody keeps pointing out that they're standing in front of Ned Stark. They're not standing in front of Ned Stark. They're standing in front of Liliana, and Ned Stark's to the right.
Liana?
Liana. What did I say, Liliana?
Yeah, you said Liliana. No, you're good. You're good. Somebody will point it out in the fucking comments if we don't fucking.
Her name is now Martha. We're changing all the female names to Martha and all the male names to Joe. We're making it easy.
Why would you
John.
say that? Why would you say that?
Now, the one thing I do want to point out, like I thought was interesting, we saw like almost every single character, come back. Like we missed one though. Brienne Tarth was not in this episode.
Yeah,
which I found that she's
Yes,
the
she
only
was.
one who did not appear.
She had no speaking lines, but she was in the episode.
Oh, you saw
I
her?
didn't see her.
I didn't see her.
She was in the hall. She was in the hall when they were all crowded. She was closer to the actual table where the heads were, but she is over there in the left-hand side.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, we'll just say everyone had more predominant role. Even Jamie had more of a role than Brianna Tarth.
So the reason that they had to make sure she was there is because the next episode, it's gonna fucking go down. Like, it's gonna fucking go down.
Well, I mean, like that entire scene at Last Hearth kind of fucking proves that everything's gonna go down, and I really want to talk about that scene because that scene has like that entire fucking setting has one of my second favorite things throughout this entire episode, and it's when the fucking crows meet up with fucking Beric and fucking Chris Harju, and like eyes. I've always had blue eyes.
Yeah. Oh, that was such a great line,
dude!
That was a classic line.
Oh man, do you guys notice something really eerie about the symbolism?
I mean, if that was the case, that means Sansa has been a Night Walker since like freaking. She also has blue eyes.
So something that I really picked up on, and I know that it's been a symbol used since season 1. that circle symbol that the Night King uses
Yeah.
is the same pattern as the Tigerian symbol.
No, it's not.
It's counterclockwise, right?
It's relatively the same. The directions are flipped. There's more arms. The thing that I like to point out about this, because it's one thing that I really did pick up on. One of my favorite scenes is watching the tree folk actually turn the first human White Walker. And when you're on that island, you can see the exact same symbol. When they're under Dragonstone, you can see the exact same symbol etched onto the wall. It's a really predominant symbol. It's in the background a lot.
What you didn't realize is the boy was really Naruto Uzumaki, and that symbol was just in his stomach. You were traveling back in time, and they just killed Naruto.
So, all right. So, do we think the Night King is a Stark or is a Tigerian?
Oh, I think it's a Stark.
I mean, I am kind of for the theory that the Night King is somehow Brand.
Hold on 1 second.
Like,
oh, you're good. You guys keep talking.
Yeah.
I like that theory. I do like that theory, but I don't think it's plausible. I don't think they're going to introduce time travel. Yes, they'll introduce time.
Well, it's not
where
necessarily
that's what
time travel, but remember, Brand had visions, and he's still having visions. There could be a point where he used a vision and got inside that person who's Night King got stuck there.
So
that's true too. I can see that.
Because he knows, he seems to know more relevance about the Starks and dragons than the Night King should eventually. He seems to know more than he should.
So the only problem that I have with that theory is it hasn't been used. He's warged into creatures, yes, and warged into people, but in the past, he's only been able to affect them like outside of their mind. He's not actually been able to warg inside of somebody.
All right, so
that we've seen.
Yeah, but we have evidence for everything else. We haven't seen anything yet. You would think at this point in time, we are, to quote one of the most popular trailers of all time, we're in the end game now. So I have a crazy theory. My theory is that the White Walker, the Night King himself, is the son of Brandon Stark. Brand the Builder. The first Stark. The man who built the wall.
Can he fix it? No, he can't.
I like that theory. I like that theory a lot.
And I think that would tie into the reason why Craster always sent him sons. Because he was a son sacrifice, so why not continue that line? Why not continue that lineage? It makes sense to me.
I think for me, I think the reason he sends sons is because they end up being easier to control.
It's because he wants to put it in his daughter's butt, but that doesn't matter now. So.
And I also I'm also a little bit confused of how the boy got to where he was at the wall. Like the boy dies at the end. Like the Nightwalkers obviously met the boy and killed him, but how do you?
They're not at the wall.
I thought they were at the wall. Okay.
No, they're at Last Hearth. They're at the very last stop before you actually travel to the wall. It's
okay. That was my question.
Close to the wall, but they're not technically at the wall. But
it seems like, but still, that would still seem like they would have to backtrack quite a bit to kill the boy and bring him to where he was.
I think the Night King wanted to leave a message.
Oh yeah.
Hence why the people that are walking into that and the Night's Watch and all of them are merging there. They made it out of there. If he really wanted to make sure that he killed everybody, he would have just stayed and murdered everybody with Visarion.
All right, now, since we all talked about what we liked, is there anything that you disliked about the episode?
Yeah, the How to Train Your Dragon moment. I'm cool without that. You need that. It's really nice and all, but yeah, I don't want to see Jon Snow on a dragon. I'd rather see Tyrion on a dragon. I'm just saying.
How would he get up?
I get you. Hey, don't make fun of him. Don't make fun of him. No,
a series of levers and pulleys. That's how he would get up.
That's true. And then it would be really How to Train Your Dragon.
Dude, like 30% of Tyrion's scenes were dwarf jokes.
The other we're making fun of is Viserys for not having balls.
All right, so I can understand why a lot of people are not going to like that scene. I personally like that scene because it gives us a little breather before everything that's going to happen. It's going to literally give us 0 soft moments from here until the end because people are going to die. Shit's going to go down. And you at least get 1 or 2 soft moments throughout the season. I think that's our one and only soft moment throughout the season between that and the waterfall.
I mean, it was really hard. Like, I didn't mind that scene. It was funny, the dragon riding scene. But at the same time, I could understand the disappointment. Like, everyone wanted to see Jon Snow, like, on an epic moment when he first rides a dragon. But it is what it was. My most disappointed scene, I guess, was just the lack of reaction to Daenerys when she finds out her fallen dragon is now in the possession of the Night King. Like, that was just kind of such a sped through line. The emotion, like, it fell flat for me. Like, that was her children. She lost dragon. The pain when she first lost it, and now the pain, I thought it should have been equal build up to when she found out as well.
Can we talk about the fact that Isaac Hempstead Wright has basically embodied what like a 20-year-old fucking Max von Sydow might have looked like if he was bound in a wheelchair?
100%. Oh my god. And Bran was the creepiest character of the episode. And
we dealt with everybody.
We dealt with Drago and Drago and his yeah, right, that's it, right? Drago and his stare. Drogon, I forgot the end. That's why. Drogon and his stare. With Jon kissing Daenerys. That was by far the creepiest scene, and we were watching Bran just be a creep the entire episode, and Drogon just completely shattered that with his stare. Like, what the fuck you doing, bro?
Well, I mean, like, again, like, why I had a problem with that scene is just like Bran was just like, you know what, F it, like, your dragon's dead, blah blah blah. He was kind of spit through it. He might as well have just told Jon then there. Oh, by the way, your father, you're a Targaryen. Like, that would have been the same equal impact. Like, the way he was speed throughing, like, we don't have time for this, and yet they took the whole fucking time to wait to tell Jon the truth.
My disappointment, as much as I loved the scene, was finding out that early.
No, I understand. I understand the exact reason why Jon finds out as early as he does. We need some sort of tension throughout this. He is very lovey-dovey when it comes to Daenerys, but what do we have at this point in time? We have an individual who has literally the better claim to the throne, bending knee to the person who thinks that they have the best claim to the throne. And now you have this whole, okay, what's going to win out? Is love or loyalty going to win out? And I think Sam said it best. You bent the knee to save your people. Would she do the same? Sam, 100% best fucking moment of the show. That dude wins this season so far. I don't give a fuck what anybody else.
I agree with you. Now, do you think he did that out of rage, or was he just doing it to just do it because Don needed to know?
If he had done it without Bran saying anything to him, it would be one thing. At that point in time, I would think it would be out of spite. But because he had the three-eyed raven tell him, he needs to know.
Yeah, see, that's the same thing. Like, you could argue it was probably both, but Sam still had enough composure to go to Bran. He could have immediately found out when Daenerys told him what happened to his family. He could immediately walk to Jon himself and told him right then and there. But he did compose himself. He was hurt, but he still composed himself enough. Saw Bran, and we went there. And so the majority, I think it was just him telling the truth what Bran told him. But of course, there's gonna be rage regardless. He just found out his father and brother died.
That's my exact point. I was arguing with somebody on Twitter. I was like, no, he wasn't doing it because of rage, because he literally talked to Bran and said, no, you need to tell him. And Bran told him, no, you're the one that he trusts the most.
Yeah, even then, Sam thought it was too soon, too, and not to tell him right then and there. Like, there was a point where he's like, are you sure? Because, like,
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
I
Sam's
like
too good-hearted to just do that out of rage. Like even when he found
yeah.
Wednesday news.
So can we talk for a moment about the last scene that John and Ned had together in season 1? The next time I see you, we'll talk about your mother. And then, okay, so he's gone down to the crypts before. It's been hinted at, it's been shown, but he never really like stood in front of Ned Stark. So now we have him standing next to Ned and Lyanna Stark in the crypts at Winterfell, and he learns about his mother's annulment. He learns about his mother giving. He learns about himself. He learns about his fucking past. He learns about the fact that he's a fucking Targaryen in front of the man that he thought was his father. And I like the fact that it challenged everything about him. He didn't know how to take that.
Now, while you guys raved about Sam composure and how he acted in that, in the scene with Daenerys, that scene broke me. He was like, your father, well, your real father, and he brings it down, and we don't even see his face. You can just hear from the reflection in his voice how much it pains him to tell John this.
That's why I don't think he did it out of spite.
Yeah, exactly.
He did it because Sam is that person that will do the right thing, even if it will end up with him getting stabbed. And as soon as he fucking said that, the look on Jon Snow's face, I wasn't 100% sure that Sam was about to survive that. I really wasn't.
No.
Like, Jon Snow felt mad disrespected, and he looked like he wanted to kill somebody.
That's why you followed it up with, no, Robert would have killed you as a child, so your father had to, so Ned had to, he had to protect you. I love that scene. That scene for me definitely closed out this episode almost perfect.
It was really good. Like, and also just the fact that going through John's head, his whole life, he's been basically being treated like he's nothing from his from what he thought was, from not his Ned's wife, because it's not his mother. He's been basically treated like he was nothing. He was a Snow, just to find out that not only is he not a bastard, he is the rightful heir to the Seven Kingdom. And the fact that like Ned, who he admired the most, was not his real father. Just like his thought process was like, wow.
He says it you're telling me that the most honorable man lied to me. I was just heartbroken for him, because you think about it, like I really liked the end of season 6. I loved how they revealed it, but at the same time, I wasn't thinking in the back of my mind how hurt he was going to be. Like, he went with these people and they thought that they were his, right family. He thought that they were his brothers and sisters. And Catelyn even says that she couldn't love him because she thought that Ned cheated. And then you find this out. And what's going to stink is because there's not a character that comes back from the dead and is in the TV series. We won't ever get that redemption kind of thing.
I think we'll get it through Sam.
I hope we do, because or someone. I really wish that Catelyn could get the chance to apologize for the way that she treated him.
Like, so I mean, the theory's still running around out there that she might come back as like Lady Stoneheart. It's a real thin chance.
It's super thin.
It's super thin, but so was fucking Benjen Stark coming back to save him in the fucking middle of a season. Like,
that was such a great season.
Let's be real about it. We thought he'd been dead, but he still came back and he still kicked some ass and saved some fucking lives. But you know what I really want to talk about? What do you think Arya's weapon is? The special weapon. Yeah.
So what I'm thinking that weapon is almost like the bow staff that she trained with, but has the Valyrian seal or dragon glass at the end of it.
I think it's a blow dart?
No. Like, you know how like there's lances with but instead of it being like like a lance, it's like a bow staff, and she can extend it a little bit.
Okay.
And it'll like I don't know, maybe it'll break if it needs to. It'll break so that way she can still stab it. Because if you notice, it had 2 different breakaways.
Yeah.
So
it had one at the top. It had one at the bottom. Richard, what do you think about that, bud?
Honestly, I couldn't really tell what it looked like. It looked like 2 different things. Like it could be anything. Like it could be a weapon. Like I don't know. There's a kind of a hope for some strange reason. Like it's going to be something or whether to somehow signal Numeria. Because I don't think it's the last we've seen of that direwolf.
Okay. So you just brought it up, and I don't want to lose track. Where the fuck is Ghost? Where the fuck is Ghost?
Ghost is around, bro.
Where?
Their entire
Look, he's white. There's snow. He might have been camouflaged. We don't know.
Goddamn budget restraints.
Well, you know what? If we didn't have a How to Train Your Dragon fucking segment there, we probably could have got some Ghosts in this episode. But no, everybody wanted to see this motherfucker ride a dragon like we didn't see it at the end of episode 7 of season 7. Yeah, I'm talking about him fucking his auntie.
Oh,
he rode a dragon.
I mean,
it's kind of funny down now. Like, oh, sorry, I was gonna say it's.
She technically rode a wolf and dragon. He never rode.
You don't know. That man looked like he got that stroke game. He could have gone on top, been like, bat. We're going to call him Ares the 3rd.
The 6th.
9th.
No, but I miss Ghost. I want that reaction because I just... He's such an integral part towards the earlier season and season 6 when he gets reborn. Like, why? Why is he not? I understand you have to make budget restraints, but not against him. Ghost should be on the front fucking line.
You know what's kind of funny about the whole Daenerys and Jon Snow kiss and the dragon watching him and all that? There's 3 reasons why that's creepy. 1, obviously, because you know we all know that, and now Jon knows that that's his aunt. 2, he has to stare at a dragon that's literally CGI, so he's looking at a pole. And 3, the actress that plays Daenerys is also his wife's best friend. That is 3 reasons why that scene can be super effing awkward.
Let's be real here. It's Kit Harington. Let's not act like they haven't had a 3-way.
He is a very handsome gentleman.
Let's be real here.
So you brought up the awkwardness. What I want to bring up is that the person that actually does the sound effects for the dragons
has stated that Drogon is the reincarnated spirit of Khal Drogo. That's why his name is Drogon. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That is actually incredibly fucking dope.
So what if Rhaegal is the reincarnated of his father?
I mean, that's why he rode Rhaegal.
I know, but what if that's the reason?
I legitimately think that is the reason. I think that is.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I think that's the reason why he rode Rhaegal, because it is what is it? I've been correcting everybody else this entire fucking episode, and now Rhaegar. It's fucking Rhaegar Targaryen. Jesus Christ.
So if you notice, all right, we're all talking about Drogon, and his weird stare. But if you notice how Rhaegal stares at Jon, it's with compassion and love. Look at it. It kind of is, because like if you look at him when he's first touching him, he's like, you can trust me.
And every time I saw the dragon stare, I was thinking to Matthew McConaughey, all right.
I was thinking, just like the meme I sent to our group chat earlier today, it's just Bran walking into the dragon being a fucking creeper, like, hey, what's up? Yeah. And, you know, it's I would be more acceptable of that than I would of you looked beautiful on your wedding night. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like,
Oh my
you know,
god.
you know,
That
you know who is really going to be the reincarnation of? It's obviously Hodor. He's just like Hodor.
uh,
yo, no.
his name
He's
is
gonna
Willis.
It's Hodor.
R.I.P. to Willis.
he's
I mean,
gonna
pour one
warg
out for the homies.
he's gonna warg into the dragon, somehow mysteriously come back to life, warg into the dragon, eat Bran, be like, fuck you, asshole, you ruined my life.
Hold that door, bitch.
Like all those memes we've been seeing of Remember the Fallen. I just want a picture of Hodor. Be like, and hold the door. Remember the Fallen and hold the door.
Oh man.
Fucking yikes, bro.
Hold the door.
Okay, I don't know how long we've been going, as a matter of fact. I know we've been going for like almost 45 minutes. I really enjoyed this conversation. It literally just came to my mind that or to my attention that I have a wrestling match tonight.
Oh.
Over in combat wrestling, so I'm gonna go get my ass kicked in that here.
Well, real quick, do you want to just discuss the other events that happened in that episode? Like, we haven't touched on anything on. We haven't touched on Cersei or the uncle. We haven't touched on Theon and her sister.
Okay, so here's the one thing that I've seen a lot of people say online that they don't understand. Like, how could Theon and the other Ironborn sneak upon the ship? Euron Greyjoy's ship is called the Silence, and there's a really special reason as to why his ship is called the Silence. They fucking cut the tongues out of everybody. The people who are on that ship don't have tongues. They can't say anything. So, boom, there you go. Cersei, like my fifth best moment. She was super disappointed she didn't get no elephant dick. I'm just saying. Like, you know, that's all she wanted. She just wanted a fucking elephant.
Well, obviously, because Disney copyrighted it for Dumbo. That's why there's no elephants.
No, I completely agree. I mean, I would have liked. I'm kind of in the same boat as a few other people that I would have liked it to be a little bit, or for Theon to kind of give his life to rescue her. I kind of felt like it was like kind of an in and out rush, but I kind of understand that too because they have to get things done. We have 6 episodes.
That which is dick may never die.
My only complaint was that it's not necessarily how Theon got to the ship, is how do you know where the ship was? Because everyone assumed that Euron left to his own island, and that wasn't the case. He went to go pick up the mercenaries, but Theon did not know that. My only question is, how did he know where the ship was?
So,
because the ship was in King's Landing.
Yeah, well, the ship, he would have obviously sailed first home and checked, and if it's not there, he would have sent himself back to King's Landing. It's just a connecting the dots at that point. If he obviously didn't do this, he did that.
Yeah, if it's not A, B. If it's not A or B, it's C. If it's not A, B, or C, it's D. So on and so forth. My entire thing about that is where the fuck is Euron's horn at? The horn that can control fucking dragons, bro. Like, I
don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, I think it'll definitely happen. I think Euron's enough of a... I don't like the character of Euron, which does his actor a great deal because he does an amazing job at it. He is up there with fucking Jack Gleason and Lena Headey as actors who can portray characters that I don't like, but I've heard nothing but great things about in real life.
Yeah. So I think that captain that they introduced is actually going to have the horn.
Oh, Strickland?
Yeah, I think he's going to have the horn. He's going to get in a fight with Euron, and then he's going to take it.
I mean,
yeah.
What's up, Rich? What you got?
Oh, no, I agree.
I just don't think there's any other way that you do it unless he had it completely hidden away and Yora and Theon never found it.
Okay, so question. Since we're on the topic of stuff we haven't touched on yet, what do you think the over-under is that Bronn of the Blackwater actually kills Tyrion and Jaime? Do you think he goes and he kills them, or do you think he goes and he fucking joins them and he's like, fuck you, bitch. I'm Jerome Flynn. Fuck Cersei Lannister. Fuck Lena Headey. Suck my dick from the back.
Well, in real life, they hate each other.
Oh, I know.
That's a possibility.
That's why I said his real name.
I, in all honesty, I think it's less than 25% that he killed him.
Oh, yeah.
he has a brotherhood with Jamie. Look, they made banter, but it wasn't until Jamie that you saw Brahm's real friendship.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
like
and
there was this whole like master servant sort of situation with fucking Tyrion and Bronn. This not necessarily older brother, younger brother situation, but this dude who's technically in charge of making sure he doesn't fucking die. And then you have this like almost familial bond between Jamie and Bronn. I think he'll be the bridge between those two because as much as Jamie doesn't like what Cersei's doing right now, he still loves her. Like
yeah, I
whether in
mean,
a sexual way or
I'm gonna say that he's not gonna love her after he finds out the pregnancy's fake.
oh yeah, I will agree with you on that.
I think that's very much gonna be how they meet their end. I think it's gonna be they're gonna kill each other, and that's gonna be it. I think that's honestly how it's gonna end for the two of them.
All right, let's get a quick. Who are your three people that you think are going to die in the next episode? We will start with Douglas. Douglas, who do you think the three people who are going to die in the next episode are?
Tormund,
Dick.
which I hate saying. I fucking love him. I fucking love him, but I think he's gonna die. Oh man, this is. I think Grey Worm's gonna die. You saw it in the trailer that they kind of had this passionate moment, and then everything goes to shit. And I fucking hate myself, but I think Davos is dead.
Oh, bro, you named like three of my favorite characters. If they die, I'm gonna be pissed,
There's
bro.
three of my favorite characters too. So imagine how I feel.
Richard, your three characters that you think will die in the next
See,
episode.
this is hard because next episode, I mean, from what we see in the trailers, it doesn't look like, I mean, might be one or two people dead. If I had to choose either of my top three, who I might think, I mean, I'm going to think the Lord and Commander of the Night's Watch, the new one. I forgot the dude's name. I think he probably is going to die because I think he's going to meet the dead people first, then between the North. I kind of think Grey Worm also. I think he might fit his in. He seems like, or either that or the other. I forgot to get the girl's name, but the servant lady, the one who's in love with Grey Worm. I think she might die.
Missandei.
Yeah, it's one of those. It might be one of those two.
No, Natalie Emmanuel can't die. That's my TV boo. that's
It'll be
my
Fast and Furious.
hey. That's my bondage girl. No. Okay, so my three right off the top. Oh, that's a good question. God damn, I ask great questions sometimes.
I also think it's gonna. I also think it's gonna kill my patience. So you know.
I think Tormund will survive. I don't think that Beric will survive very much longer. So I'm going to say Beric Dondarrion. I will say the Night King's army will do their damnedest to kill Gendry because Gendry is the only individual there who really knows how to forge dragon glass into weapons. So he would be a primary target for them. And my third one... next episode, I don't think they're going to kill off Cersei yet. They're not going to kill off Jamie. They're definitely not going to kill off Bran. They're probably going to kill off, as much as I hate to say it, I will, since we've all named like a favorite character of ours, I don't think Lyanna Mormont is going to make it out of the next episode. I don't.
You just doomed a child. You doomed a child.
You know, I'll go even further. I'll say Daenerys kills her.
Oh no. I think what'll happen is Lyanna will see an opportunity for that to happen, but she'll leave herself open for an attack from the Night King's army. She'll get overwhelmed with her people, and she ends up becoming a walker. Boom.
can I tell you what I think might happen? To be honest,
by all means, please.
All right. So, remind me of his name. The guy that keeps getting revived.
Barrick.
Blanking right now.
Barrick
Yeah,
Dondarrion.
Barrick. Okay, so here's what I think is going to happen. Episode 2 to lead to 3. I think Jon Snow's going to die in 2, and Barrick Dondarrion's going to give him the kiss of life and die in 3, and resurrect Jon for a second time.
Okay, so here's my thing about that. He lost his priest. Barrick Dondarrion don't give a fuck. Barrick Dondarrion don't give a fuck. They don't have Melisandre. So no, I like that theory. I would like that theory to happen, but I don't think it will happen. And
like, here's the thing. I don't think 3 people are gonna die. I know you said I think if anyone's gonna die, it's gonna be 1 character, if that.
we only got
early enough.
We only got 5 episodes left, bro.
It's the start to the war.
We only got 5 episodes
Yeah,
left.
and how many people can die during the war? Like, the freaking Battle of the Bastards had so many effing deaths at once. The Red Wedding had so many effing deaths at once.
So what you're saying
oh, sorry, God.
No, I was gonna say what you're saying is nobody's safe. They literally killed off 4 main characters in the Red Wedding. They killed off main character during the Purple Wedding. Like what are we talking here? They don't have a set precedent for how many people. Half of the people that we know didn't make it out of the first 4 fucking seasons. Like,
so these next 2 episodes are the beginning of the battle for Winterfell, and they're saying the battle for Winterfell is going to be just as good as the Twin Towers battles.
The battle at the Tower of Joy?
No. The Twin Tower battles in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay. Helm's Deep.
The two tower in Helm's Deep. Yeah.
Okay. I that's what confused me. I was like, the Twin Tower.
The 2 towers.
Fucking yikes!
Yikes! They're saying it's going to be more brutal than that, and that just had people dying left and right.
Well, yeah. I mean, it had a whole lot of unimportant people dying left and right, but okay.
I think we're gonna have some really important people die. That's all I'm saying.
So with that, guys, we're gonna draw to a close here because A, I have to take a piss, and B, I gotta go get my ass kicked in a fucking wrestling match. But we will be back next week. It's gonna be a Wednesday again. It doesn't matter what the fuck you think or what the fuck you like. Wednesdays will be our days. We might be a little bit earlier, and we will have a special guest, Jack of all Trivia's very own IG commissioner and wrestling league champion himself, James fucking Shimo. He will be here to share his thoughts about the first episode, and we'll blow through that real quick, hopefully about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll get into all of this again, where we just sit down and we have a conversation about what we liked, what we didn't like, what we think's gonna happen, who we think's gonna die, who we think's gonna hook up. Next week on Good Without Advertisements.
Ooh.
Bum, bum, bum.
Wiener.